Hi sir, there is a query from Dave. He want to ask how can he find investor for his online business.
Perfect. So this is a very common question which comes from almost every startup in the last 10 years of my understanding startup ecosystem. This is the place where majority of startups struggle getting funding, and they actually go to random investors and they think like somebody is from any developed country might be an investor. It is not really true that everyone is an investor, and what I have understood is out of 100 people who claim that they are investors, 90% are not investors. Those who are real investors, they'll never ever say that they are investors. Trust me, they'll never say. Why they have to market themselves as an investor if they're real investors? So if you are going to start your own e-commerce startup or digital business, you may find a lot of marketers who may position themselves as a startup investors, but they are not. They may say themselves as seed investors, or they may talk about equity and all. They are basically those people who just want to control your business up to a certain extent. So whatever the profits you make, they'll have some cut in that, in the name of helping you in business plan, in the name of helping you in growing your business. They will start suggesting you some contacts of them, and you may end up paying a lot of money. Or if you're not paying money, they will say like, for these all activities I am paying this much money for you. Ultimately what will happen, you may think that there is a lot of work which is involved, like development of a pitch deck, giving a presentation, okay, and so many activities, and then you showing you that, see, I'm really doing a lot of activity for you. This is a trap, and majority of people think that this is really happening, and 90% chances are there that doesn't happen. This is my experience, and this is not just my experience, this is experience of a majority of the startups who are in the initial stage. They just think they want to do something big, and they end up in being in a startup. So anybody want to become a startup because they think a startup is a lucrative business. You can just start a business and get investors money, and once you get investment, you're rich. It's not like that. It's not really like that. Somebody who's investing money may not simply invest money just because you have an idea. They'll invest money because they want to see how profitable that idea is, and whether it is really worth that idea can actually make change in the world of today's time, and that is really going to make a impact. That impact has to also bring money in table, right? So if that money on table is not there, then whatever the impact we're talking about may not work for me as an investor. So if you want to raise investment, first you need to have your own what do you say, idea. You should have done the beta testing. Maybe you can have a group of some 100 friends of yours who are in WhatsApp, and you need to have a network of friends and their family networks, and everyone who have actually utilized the services that you are planning to offer. If it is not friends network, it should be some kind of network where we should be confident that, okay, you are getting into certain type of business and there is a positive validity from people. If people are giving positive validity to the business, then only you can expect an investor to show investment related seriousness. Otherwise, no, you are not in the game at all. So what is the first step, how you should be able to do it? Take your idea into the market, look into what all problems your idea is facing in terms of growing it. If your idea is really worth, people will purchase those ideas. That means your customers are the first people to be your investors. If your business can be bootstrapped well, do not go for investment immediately. If you're going for investment, there are two models: debt or equity. In majority of the case, I would suggest going for debt is better, because you are not giving them equity. If you're giving equity, that means a certain percentage of your share you are giving to somebody, because they are going to invest in your business. Later on, if you're not making money, or you're making money, you have a huge potential, still that bigger stakeholding is given to them, and they may sell it to somebody else. You are not likely to be the owner of that particular share. Okay, what I'm saying, is it getting into your mind? It's quite simple. You own a business. To own the business completely, being an absolute de facto owner of that, you have to control majority stakeholding of that business. Okay, the moment you lose shares, you're losing a business and you're losing your interest. So first step is, make sure that your idea is validated in the beginning itself. You bootstrap the idea, you get confident that yes, your idea is successful. Then you go to an investor and say, see, I have done my step one. I went to the market. I got my friends, their relatives, everyone to become my customers. They are paying me. It's a lucrative business opportunity for you. Now tell me, how much are you going to give me? I'm going to give you 3x or 4x or 5x return in next 7 years or 6 years or whatever the time it is, better than the bank, based on my own analytics, based on the investment I have done right now on my own business. And you have to be very honest with whatever you are talking about. If you think that just by giving some Ponzi scheme and they will invest in you and later on you will just run away from India to US or from UK to some other country, it will not help you, it will not help anyone, because everything gets into a legal agreement. So don't ever think that just getting an investment is like a free money. It's not like a gold rush. It's the investor's money. Investor is giving you, so you can give them a good return, better than the bank, right? So how do you raise money now? Three important steps to understand: collecting money from customers, friends and family network, and from the bank. Do not go to a seed investor if it is really required. Go. Now the problem is the majority of marketers are doing so much of marketing, and these are seed investors who don't have money. Money is from somebody else. They go to the bank, they take money in very less interest rate. Let's say some women empowerment program will be there from the government, and government is giving at no interest loan of, let's say, 1 crore rupee. They have got that banker's contact. They will say, I will get a woman entrepreneur and I'll get the document approved, while the woman entrepreneur has to give almost 30% stakeholding and some 3x or 4x of return, and this guy will simply say that I'm an investor, I'm a mentor, and all this shit. The problem is that lady doesn't know how to go to a bank and approach. So there are so many schemes which are there from the government. We ourselves have got tie-ups with banks for that. I run an organization called FitSumit, where for fitness enthusiasts, especially dietitians, women entrepreneurs who want to become yoga instructors, influencers. I'll just show the website that will be helpful to you. Here is the website. I hope I'm able to show my screen. You can check this, fitsumit.com. 80% of the users of FitSumit are women, and we've been helping them as part of a program called Stri Shakti Yojana. And these women are able to become successful in their life. And once they are able to start their own online venture, we also give them products. So it's more of like an e-commerce business opportunity where they're selling goods online in e-commerce marketplaces and through their own brand name in social media channels and search engines. And in 3 years' time, they make a decent amount of profit. So what they get from us, they get an e-commerce store, they get marketplace listing, they get entire support from us. Before that, I want to tell you, we actually connect them to investors network also, 350 strong global investors network. So they can secure funding between $100,000 to $10 million. Okay, but wait, it's not like you just get into my program and you will simply start your business and you'll get an investment, nothing like that. You have to achieve results. So once you achieve results, that means you sell the products online. You have some potential customers who are continuously buying from you. They're repeat customers. For example, in athletic wear, if I show you, there are different type of athletic wears which are there. So that is all in your own brand name you need to take. So once everything is branded as yours, okay, the possibility is very high that the end users will continue to purchase from you regularly. Now there is one important thing to understand. This is called subscription economy. That means the customers are coming again and again and again and again and again and again and buying from you. Correct? So when you have some 100 or 200 investors, you will not be able to manage them. But you have 100 customers paying you an average of, let us assume, some $100 per month. That's like some $10,000 of recurring revenue coming in. Now is the time you can pitch an investor and say, see, on my own guts, I have been able to have 100 customers who are paying me $100 an average per month. I'm generating $10,000. Now, if I get an investment of $10 million or something, I'll be able to do big. It can be $1 million company, $1 billion entity, or whatever you think you have. You will have a vision also in that time. By the time you'll see some success, you will know what is the brand value and all these things. Correct? Those all things we have to build from scratch. It will take 6 to 8 months time to build a business from scratch, get the initial first customers who are validating your idea. Then you have to have your friends and family network who are supporting you, a brand name created by you where you are the influencer of that brand. And then what next? You are able to get investors from bank, from the government entity. Okay, you don't have to run here and there. Once you're able to secure some funding from the bank, which is very easy to do if you follow the step. If you don't follow the step, you will never be able to get funding from the bank. Then the next step comes is you need to now approach for series A, B, C, or whatever the series of investments, and going to venture capitalists and exiting the business either through investors or getting into IPO. That is a separate matter. But the whole process is not as hard as we think. It's easy. The only thing is you have to focus on the process. Now, majority of people, they fail in this entire thing because they go to YouTube. They think that learning how to start a successful startup you can learn from YouTube channel. No, it doesn't work like that. You have to go through a mentor like us. You have to choose what niche you want to get into, learn the whole ecosystem of e-commerce store development, day-to-day business operations management. You also have to understand the laws involved in that, how e-commerce marketplaces function, how to sell in retail, how to sell in wholesale, how to do growth hacking, how to do automation of marketing, how to make use of different type of softwares, and then investors contact and various other activities which are required as part of this program. Once you are able to manage all these things properly, anybody is going to invest in you, trust me. You will not even look for investment. Today I don't look for investment because I think, why should I be looking for investment when I know that whatever the things an investor is looking for from me is nothing but only returns. When I can actually give them a better return, hmm, instead of that, why not do it by myself, bootstrap it, and then have multiple crowd investors, or you can say crowd funders. Let them get investments of return based on my terms and conditions, not the terms and conditions set by this investor. Like if you go to an investor, investor will say, I will be looking at 10x return. You are successful, you will say, I'll give 2x returns. Now the remaining 8x returns you don't have to bother about. This is the power when you are having that initial validation. Got my point? So how do you raise investment? Work hard initially, bootstrap it. We will help you in doing it. Get into a stage where now, yes, you are done. For this, you may require a fully functional e-commerce store. I'm now going to share you the screen. Look at this. So this is the e-commerce business program, turnkey business, which we provide. In only $10,000, you get the whole ecosystem with you, which includes the website, the day-to-day operations management related assistance. Basically, it's a business mentorship program. Okay, there are two things. One is a mentorship program where you learn. Another one is a turnkey business, which you only do, but will be guiding you better because a lot of things are required, like contacts of manufacturers and all these things, and investors contact. Once you have the whole ecosystem with you, you are poised to become successful. Okay, so I hope this answers your question on how are you going to raise investment for your startup in today's time.
Yeah, sir, definitely.
Thank you so much.